Hey everybody, it's Andrew and welcome back to Salt in the Earth. And the last we left off, well, Rue and Zhirong made peace with with the issues that they were feeling. You know, each of their individual worries and concerns and so on, hang-ups in Rue's case. That was nice. And then Rue got into a bit of a thing with Auron, the other chef. Well, one of the chefs. And sent her storming off upset. So Rue is now trying to track her down in the hopes of making amends and getting her back to help finish doing the dishes. I'm just hoping this doesn't end up worse than it already is. Hopefully things can mend too. Hopefully. I'm just gonna, like I said last time, fingers crossed. Yeah, okay. Auron, wait up! I can hear Auron running above me. Auron, stop! She must have heard me calling after her, her footsteps coming closer to a halt. I am not going to wash those dishes by myself. In a fit of panic, I mixed up what I thought of saying to her and what I was thinking of when I chased after her. Thankfully, that got Auron's attention. She looks down at me from above, even in the dim light in the darkened valley between her eyebrows is visible to me. Come back, okay? I stand still in place until Auron reluctantly walks back down the stairs. Well, at least that got her attention. Upon returning to the kitchen, we finish up the cleaning in silence. Then we season the ingredients for tomorrow. Auron, I'd like us to get along at the very least. At least do this during lunch? Do I have to? Please? I'll think about it. Great. No promises. That is already a much better deal than before. And yeah, there's no reason to force her. Just ask. Our thick intention is somehow cleared up. I can see why Ed is so hard on her. Well, she is a bit immature. I don't think Auron's a bad person. Okay. It doesn't take long until I reach my room, 304. By this time of night, Query and Kai must be asleep, and I should have been too. I hover my keycard over the door scanner until it makes a beep sound. To my surprise, Query and Kai are still up, tucked under the same bed, watching a film on the screen. Meanwhile, Spirit is asleep on Kai's bed. They put it on pause as soon as I walk in. What took you so long? Sorry. Were you waiting? Yeah? You should have been back an hour ago. It warms my heart seeing Kai and Query care about my well-being so much. Finally home. I sleep now, okay? Oh. With that, Query turns off the screen and wraps herself up in a thick blanket. I guess I should too. Unless you want to talk to me about stuff. I guess I'm not the only one who said that Zhirong left. I've kept you up long enough. We can talk in the morning. Okay. Kai nods at me with her understanding eyes and goes to sleep. Before I knew it, I've already crawled to the wrong side of the bed. Her scent still lingers on our pillows and blanket. The blanket wrapped around me, I imagine to be her embrace. I imagine my skin being stroked until I fall into a blissful sleep. I wonder if Zhirong thought about me when she went to bed tonight too. I try my best to muffle my tears under the thick pillow. Oh. Ooh, more dreams. Yay! Ah, my back. Good morning, Ruth. See you in the hall today. Bea speaks. B? I don't know. Bea. Did I decide no way to pronounce that last time or not? I'm just gonna say B. Fuck it. If anything, it'll just be short for the first letter. For the initial. That's the fucking word. God, I'm a mess. B speaks unabashedly. This would be the third greeting I had all morning. Certainly B. Darla's pleasing chuckles come from behind my wheelchair. Her friendliness turned out to be more than a public facade. She's much warmer than anyone else before her. She picks up the speed once B leaves her morning exercise. It's been 2 weeks since Miranda left. It was nice to smile at someone again, to hear about Miranda's struggles and successes, and more importantly, to remember my wrong. Looking back at the woman I was, I can only remember pain and misery. The pain has yet to subside, like pests worming deep holes inside an old tree trunk. Yet to cut the tree open is to reveal artful patterns in nature. There is beauty to be found everywhere. Also, kind of morbid. You don't cut into trees just because, unless you have a reason. Which I'm not a. I wouldn't know if there would be a good reason, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't know nothing about plantology. When I opened the door to the balcony early this morning, the sun is yet to rise above the far horizon. Washed by the rain, the air smells clean. Last night's rain still lingers on each blade of grass, judging by the long skid marks on the wet ground. The early morning delivery trucks must have come and gone. Act 3. Okay. At this height, I could still pick up that unique earthy scent. Thankfully, living so high up the ground means pests are no longer a problem. Even their annual pest control, I still had occasional lone intruders nesting inside the house back when I was living at home. How'd you sleep last night, beautiful? With some difficulty. Okay, I was going to say, did we skip way that far ahead in time? No, it's over the phone, okay. Dorong sighs gently into her into the phone. Hearing her makes me feel like everything will be okay in the end. I should have been there to tuck you in. That would help. I miss you. Dorong's openness to affection is in contrast to her stunning demeanor. I find it genuinely refreshing. Indulge me. What do you miss most about me? Your smile. Your soft hair and fur. I miss lying next to you when I go to sleep and feeling your cool touches against my skin. I always felt like I was by myself when we were together. Wait, no, I read that right. Alright. By yourself? Yeah, that confused me too. Hi. It feels so easy to be with you. That's sweet, Dorong. Oh. Is everything alright up there? Neither team will leave this Friday. If you see an influx of new faces, they were probably from here. It's going to be a long deployment then? If nothing happens, I suppose not. The higher-ups could reduce the number in Ganbong. I hope that's the case. It's been a relatively quiet week. It has been relatively quiet. A peacekeeping deployment should be nothing to be worried about. On the positive side, my pay is much higher here. I'll get you souvenirs when I'm able. What do you like? Just you. Dorong scoffs. I can already see her amused eye rolling in my head. Ah, Ko recommended me a few places in town. We should visit them when you get back. I like that. I need to browse for a motorbike too. You can ride? That's so cool. I skipped it again, but I saw it. Yeah. I expect a chuckle from Dorong. And then mid starts to form in my head. Dorong will be leaning back on her sports bike while wearing a leather jacket and a pair of shades. That sounds ridiculously sexy to me. It's a date then. I'll need to plan the whole day. You. What about you? You miss me too? Of course. And I can tell you all the ways I miss you. All by yourself because it will get absolutely filthy. All of us on the door behind me slides back. Hi, Spirit. No, stay. Kai grabs Spirit before he can escape. Are you done? Mom is waiting. You want to talk to Dorong? No. You two go ahead. Just invite me to your wedding. Eh? It was a bit thoughtless to hog all Dorong's time. She was only on the speakerphone for about 15 minutes this morning before we went off to have our conversation. Hey, are you going to talk at lunch? Wish I could. We're only allowed phone time around this hour. I need to go now, Rue. I love you. I love you too. I can hear her please sigh on the, before the other end cuts into the dial tone. Yay! I saw the door close, blocking out the freezing wind behind me. We'll be late. It's not even 5 in the morning. Query already has one foot out the door. What do you think hair ties go after we use them once? No dawdling. Okay. Usually this time we'd pick out a fresh set of uniforms while Dorong watches waddling around. Every time I look back at her, I'd catch that crimson gaze staring from the windows into the empty night sky. Her attention would eventually shift to me, and I would once again be completely charmed with the earnest smile blooming on her lips. It feels strange to need someone so much. Rue? Yes? I must have dozed off. Let's go. Query has advised of the cooks to arrive 10 minutes earlier than usual this morning. Yeah. It's like walking in the kitchen during that busy period before lunchtime. There's a line to the fridge for ingredients. Racks of raw vegetables are being stacked on top of my station. The meat we marinated last night should be ready to use by now. With the recent event of your wrong leaving, I nearly forgot we were supposed to have 2 feasts this week. Thankfully, having to stay back last night means I could skip showing up early this morning. Query told me it's common practice to have a big meal on the day of deployment. However, thanks to smart budgeting from the head chef, we're able to pull it off twice in a row. Ada is much more organized than I've accounted for. Morning. Oren growls grumpily from behind me. Oren? Good morning. Oren begrudgingly repeats her sentence. Despite this, I can't resist a smile. Good morning, Oren. Let's do our best today. Okay, whatever. That's a good start. It's progress. Perhaps eventually our greeting will expand into a full conversation. Maybe that even the grumpiness. The me from a few months ago would find this long line of hungry residents daunting. I got extra thighs for you. Thank you. Next, please. And now I got most of the residents down to a T. You're a natural this now. Who'd have thought? It was an eye-opener. Working face-to-face with the residents was a chance for me to learn about the variety of tastes and portions. Seeing their satisfied faces makes it all the hard work worth it. I saw Oren talking to you? That's new. When did that happen? It's a secret. Oren's a tough nut to crack, but Sakan is able to interact with her just fine. And everyone I know, you're probably the most uncomplicated person. I sort of envy that. Me? Oh, Rue. No one is 100% drama-free. Some clean their dirty dishes better than others. I see. We should drink to that one day. Definitely. The dirty dishes. La la la. By now I'm convinced Query's humming is completely off beat and off key because the song just shifted to its 5th music genre within 2 minutes. Even then, neither of us wants to interrupt her, not when she's happily wringing out the end of the mop like it was tofu. If someone doesn't work on physically demanding tasks, Query's muscular strength is very potent. Oregon women cannot be underestimated. I'm willing to watch her from the top of the bed while she's in this mode. What do you mean you only became a couple yesterday? What do you think you two were? Well, we hung out daily and did a lot of sex stuff. Holding and touching and kissing and so on. I thought it was, casual? I tuned out when you mentioned sex. Kai cringes. She squints her eyes as they caught some sand. It's okay, that's most of it. I really don't want to have this conversation. It's like watching an exploding roller coaster. It's hard to look away. Drong is the one person I trust enough to confide my private thoughts. It's cute of her trying to have lunch with us every other day. We even sleep together every night. When I put it like that, it does appear like we were dating. Well, did you with other... That's what I want to ask. No! I mean, Drong was enthusiastic, so I never felt the need to find someone else. If she wasn't, would you have tried sleeping with someone else? This pounding from Kai is enlightening. The person I was trying to convince all this time was me. No. Good. Drong is a big girl, but she's quite fragile. Romantic relationships are so complicated. I don't get the point. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad Drong's with you. Kai is quite protective of Drong. It's times like these when they seem like actual sisters. It takes Query 20 minutes to get a room thoroughly cleaned. It's a task Query enjoys, so we let her do it. We would help out around the home by folding the laundry instead. You mumbled last night? Ah, right. I had quite an intense dream. You still have dreams? Yeah, it's getting less frequent these days, though. You girls no longer have them, I take it. Mine ended a while ago. I think Doralia mentioned Kai was still dreaming. When did they stop recently? She was a scoundrel. She's out with all the money in the world and not a lick of love. Putting myself in her shoes, I suppose her actions made sense at the time. Don't remember mine. Do you think they mean something? Is it something we can learn from mean? I have no idea. Like, don't be bad? Dreams have been a topic of debate for a long time. In the olden days, I've heard people have built religions out of dream interpretations. Things happen for a reason, Kai. And you can learn from all sources of life. Dreams are for the sleeping, Mama. I'll take reality over any of that nonsense. Ah. Having low expectations work for me. Keeps me from spiraling, you know? What about becoming a pilot? With my asthma, it'll never work out. Kai, I can sympathize with both. The mood lights up as soon as we settle down to watch a show. My mind is still on the subject, taking in little of what is happening on the screen. The sun is falling to its nightly slumber, leaving behind none of its vivid rays of sunlight. Tonight is colder and darker than all nights before it, marking the change of the season. If Daron kills me, we go to my funeral. What the hell was that? It goes with a somber description of the day changing into evening or night or whatever, and straight to Kai being like, "Hey, if Daron kills me, will you be at my funeral?" I love this game. The writing is so good. Sure. What? That's an odd answer for my question to why Kai avoided hanging out with Daron. Elaborate? You have to, Kai. Query calls out from the bed. She's made herself comfortable, lying on her side and doing her show. I like that we're getting this. I do like that we're getting Rue interacting with the other members of their little, quote-unquote household. The whole found family thing. I love it. This is good. I like this. I love this kind of stuff in stories. She's made herself comfortable, lying on her side and enjoying her show. Ever since Kai came back with a stack of drama discs, Query has their eyes fixed on the screen whenever we're off work. Kai knows her mama's taste. I know, Mama. I was going to once she's back. You don't need the mask, do you? Not this much. What do you know about Oregon chin sigils? Only a few nobles back then wore them, is that right? Correct. It's ridiculous to brand themselves based on their wealth, isn't it? Even if it isn't that blatant, it is safe to say there are people who dislike or mistreat former landowners. You mean, kind of deeply sighs for her stuffy mask. She unclips the back of her... Ooh! We're gonna get to see her full face? She unclips the back of her metallic mask. In one move, it slips right off and reveals her long tusks. Oh. I got mine removed. Oh. I'm confused. Why would it bother Daron? Oh. Wait a second. Daron and Kai were close in infancy, so if Kai removed her sigil while Daron hasn't... That's a dumb idea. I shouldn't have let the others get to me. Children are not an extension of their parents. But at the same time, it should be their choice to remove evidence of those who came before them. I'm sure Daron will understand why you had it removed, eh? I hope so. It's hard enough to make good friends, and I don't want to lose our friendship over something dumb. You won't. I turn back to Query and see her eyelids shut tight. Spirit has made her chest his bed for tonight. Will it be okay? I feel like I betrayed her. It's your own body, Kai. If your friendship is strong enough, it'll survive a reasonable change. I can see why Daron likes you. You give a good pep talk. Pep talk? I hope it is at least helpful. You know, we talked about having a real date once Daron comes back. What do you think I should wear? Anything but your nipples shirt. I knew it! You still think it says nip paws. It is, though. Query! Query chimes in. I thought she's gone to bed. No, she's just good at it. She's just good at hiding. Not you too. I love this. My mother was not a perfect woman. Not by any means. She had more downs than ups. She was someone the carers found difficult to take care of. More than once, I had to take time off my shifts because I had calls telling me she'd snuck away. My mother was not a perfect woman because she knew pain. She knew disappointment, she knew hardship. But she also knew love, friendship, and meaningful connections. And before her passing, she knew how to live life to the fullest. I was starting to wonder if this was like a eulogy. She's lived a life full of adventures. She struggled through and overcome challenges most could not imagine. Tonight, we celebrate the life of the woman known as Ruth Adair, a mother, a friend, and an adventurer. What does a nymph's bite do? I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.